Chassis finished. I did a few finishing off jobs, filled the shocks with 20 weight oil from Team Associated for some softer springs. So I've got a really soft suspension setup now, especially at the back as well. So really soft, should be easier for weight transfer, all that good stuff. Got some new wheel nuts, some blue ones to match the body, they were from Fast Tracks. And tidied up the wiring, had to resolder the motor cables just because they were too long. So I took them out and resoldered them in so they're a bit shorter, and that's all nice and neat. Just got to sort out camber and toe in and toe out, all that sort of stuff. That's going to come with time and tuning and getting it set up right. So we're not going to focus on the chassis today, we're actually going to focus on the body. So this is the body for the drift car. I've had it a long time, roughly 7 or 8 years. I haven't had a chance to use it anywhere, and I actually used it for the drift project the first time. But I wasn't particularly happy about the light buckets. They were really cheap, really horrible, really nasty. So I took them out, got rid of them, and I've got some new ones to fit. Took off all the the ancillary bits, front radiator, rear exhaust, and door mirrors and door handles. So took them all off, give it a good clean. It's got my mucky fingerprints now on it anyway, but I've got a few things to do to it. I'm going to open up, or try and open up this front radiator area so get a better view of the intercooler and the oil radiator that I'm going to fit. Got to refit the lights, fit the door handles and the mirrors back on. I might do something with the roof, not sure yet. And obviously the exhaust and number plate at the back and everything. So yeah, I got a little bit to do today. But before we start, I actually managed to get this body mounted properly with some custom made stealth mounts. Now this is aluminium, this is actually from a clipboard that I got ages ago. The same stuff I used on the lunchbox for the front strut brace. So made out of aluminium, really light but quite sturdy. You know, they're not going to bend and break when I crash the car, which I probably will. Well, that one's bent at about 90 degrees and that one's sort of at maybe 120, 130. Just did it in a vise and pulled it. Got some mushroom style Velcro. They use the same stuff I used in the Nitro project. A couple of holes drilled, and yeah, they're about 60mm wide. Just in case you want to make your own. I'll show you how they actually go on the chassis. Really simple to make. It took me about an hour last night, about 10 o'clock. Yeah, really happy with them. This is the front one. It's slightly shorter because of the lower bit of the body, and I had it pointing backwards like that. So what I did is I drilled these out, pushed them all the way through, drilled them all the way through the back, and then just threaded a normal bolt through there. So this can be difficult to do at an angle, but so they fall out anyway. I was originally going to bolt it through the back, but it actually screws into the plastic really well. So there we go. I don't screw that one in all the way just so it's got a bit of play, so I can move it around in case I need to adjust it. That's one. That's two. So there you go, that's the front stealth mount. Doesn't look too bad, doesn't look too sort of scrapyardish. But yeah, really happy with it. It's really strong. You know, that's not going to move anywhere. The body's not going to move. I'll do the rear one. So, I'm using my Bosch IXO, by the way, to screw them in because they're quite long screws. Loads of thread on them. This one. And 2 bolts as well. Really quick, really simple. That one. And that's that one. Sorted. Stealth mount's done. So you see that one points sort of outwards, and that one points sort of horizontally, and then the body. Now this takes some adjustment because it's sort of moving around all over the place. But because it's Velcro, you can set it really wherever you want. You just push it down like that. It clicks down, and at the back as well. Just get where you want it. Push down, you hear the little click, and there you go. Stealth mount. And it's not going to come off either, which is really cool. Just move the camera up. See? So custom made stealth mounts work really well. I'm going to be a lot better than the magnets that I was using before, which I absolutely hate. So yeah, really happy with them. So let's get on building the body. It's weekend 2 working on the drift body. Got quite a lot done last weekend. Door mirrors back in, door handles, and the exhaust, and the number plate, and obviously the carbon fibre roof. Looks really good. I would like it to follow those lines a bit more. I might do it again, but I'm happy with it for now. Looks really good. We're actually going to be going back a step and taking off the exhaust and number plate. You can see they're held in with the little plastic mounting hardware here that screws into the number plate there, and then the exhaust mounts to it. It looks quite good. Gives a good effect, but that's going to be changing this weekend because I went and bought these. Now these are custom Japanese number plates I got off eBay. They're only £4.69 for 2. Let's show I got 2, so I got one for the front and one for the back. My little tribute to Paul Walker there. So yeah, they're going to be going on this weekend, but that means that I can't screw this plastic piece to the number plate, so I'm going to be taking that off and just double side taping these to the body. And then I've got a mount for the exhaust just there, and I've put in that's also held in by double-sided tape as well, and that just sticks to the body. So I'll be doing that this weekend, and hopefully fitting the rear lights, which are painted and all dry. And I've also got the headlights to fit, and the intercooler and oil cooler there as well. So I'm going to be messing around with that this weekend, so let's get started. So a lot of progress has been made last weekend. Now, before I mention what I actually did do and what I spent most of my time doing, I made a big mistake. Now, you know when you're when you're cutting a body, and you cut a little bit and you think, oh, I could cut a bit more, and then you cut way too much. I went and did that with the front grille. Now, this was originally closed in a little bit, it had a little ridge going all the way around, and I wanted to open it up a bit just so you could see the radiator, the intercooler and the oil cooler a bit better. And I cut a bit too much. I actually split the body slightly just there, so I'm going to have to clean that up and put a bit of glue there just so it doesn't split anymore. That's all rough, that bit there is a bit knackered. It looks better on the other side, so not sure what I'm going to do with that yet. You can see the Paul Walker tribute number plate just there, JDM star to the side, and I've also done the back as well. Got it in the back, and I've got the exhaust coming out with the new mount as well. That's just stuck on with some double-sided sticky tape. But yeah, so I got that done last weekend. It's a shame about that. I should have left it really. I don't know, but I'm going to try and sand that down. That's quite rough, and we'll see what happens with that. I've got to sort that out this weekend. But the main thing I got done last weekend was the front oil cooler and intercooler mount. Attached it to the front bumper here. It actually sandwiches that bumper on. It's loose one side just because I wanted to get the right level. But yeah, so this I'm going to quickly show you how I actually mounted this. So another custom sort of aluminium mount there. But that took ages last weekend. It's got 6 screws in it, I think, something crazy like that, just to hold it on. And yeah, took an age, but I'm really happy with the results. And if I actually try and fit the body on somewhat properly, quite easy to do. That's roughly the level you want it. Looks pretty cool in there. So it's about where I wanted it, and yeah, it looks great. So I'm going to quickly show you how I put that together, and then we'll all I've got left to do this weekend is sort out that bit there, that rough edge, and that rough edge there. Just try and clean it up and put the light buckets in. The rear lights have been painted. Put two or three coats of acrylic paint on there, and they're really nice. So I've got to glue them in. I think I'm just going to use the glue gun and then put some tape around it just to make it look nice and clean. So that's those done, and I've got to put the front ones in as well. So let's get on with it. So this front bumper is attached to the original holes underneath here, so I'll put 2 bolts through there, and then there's a nut on top. So I've got to unscrew those 2 there, and then the whole bumper should come off. So I've got to find the right size. So I think I use 2 different size screws. Usually ones with the most. That's one, and that might even be the other one. Nope, need a big one. That one. Which it is. So it makes it a little bit more tricky just to get this off, but the look of it is well worth it. So, where's the hole? Just there. Now you can imagine how difficult this was to actually measure up and get it exactly right, get it exactly square and straight and level. It took ages, hence why I didn't film it at all. So I just wanted to get it done and just get it completely right first time, which I did. So filming it would have just taken ages, and it wouldn't have been as clear and concise as I wanted it to be. So, but I'm basically going to show you how I did it now, just a quick step by step of how I actually did it. Okay, so that's those unscrewed. Those just to push through, and that just pulls away like that. So I had everything comes out. So that's the original foam bumper. I had to cut a section out there just so that could sit flush against there like that, and that's how the mount looks. So I'll move all this out of the way. That's it. Yep. Okay. So that's obviously the foam bumper that fits onto there. There's a couple of these spacers here on there, and I do have one plastic washer on this side just to keep it up on that side, just to keep it level, because it's a homemade mount just made by basic tools. It's never going to be completely exact and perfect, and obviously the screw holes are never going to be in line properly, just because it's only the 3rd ever custom mount I've made. But yeah, it turned out really well. It's really strong. I can't remember what the thickness of this material is actually. It is aluminium. It's from a clipboard I got ages ago. Get my vernier caliper out if I can. Stupid drawer got stuck. So this is my vernier caliper. I'll just quickly measure the thickness of this. This is 1mm, so it's 20 gauge aluminium. Something I've learnt at my new work, gauges and thicknesses of materials. So that's 20 gauge aluminium. It's really quite strong, and just to hold something like that on, it's perfect. If it takes a little impact on the front, it's not going to bend or anything like that. So I've got 2 screws. Well, let's do it and find out. So they are probably that one. Yep. Okay, so I've got 2 hex screws holding this full assembly onto the aluminium mount. Only little ones. They don't need to be very big. And they're threaded straight into the original holes that were on the intercooler, which is that part there. So I threaded a bigger thread screw in just to get the right size. I drilled them out a little bit as well, because I'll just so that didn't split. I've done that before. Screwed one of these in, and it's split that, completely opened it up, and made it really loose. So that the aluminium bumper screws straight into those mounts there, and then after that I've got 2 normal Phillips screws holding the oil cooler onto the intercooler. Like that. So that was the first thing I lined up. Got 2 holes there. I drilled those 2 holes and then fit the intercooler on to make sure that was straight, and I wanted that line there to line up with the edge of there. So got that all square there, and then I mounted it onto that, and then I mounted it onto the actual front bumper part there. And the results are great, really love how it looks, and that's another job out of the way. So all I've got left to do today is put the light buckets on, which are just there, and I've got to try and fit these ones in. They're not an exact fit, so not sure what I'm going to do, probably just going to glue them in anyway, and then I'll be done. I'm not doing any more to this body. So I'll see what I can video throughout the day, and I'll update you when I get to the important bits. So yeah, see you in a bit. Rear lights are in, now as you can see, look really good. So I did end up splitting one in half, that one there. I was trying to bend it just to the shape of the body, and I ended up splitting right down the middle, but it didn't affect the paint. So I cut around them, made them a circle and just glued them in. The other one I couldn't do that. I gave it a try, but it just wouldn't split in the right place, so I just glued it in as that. So looks really good, looks really nice, bit of depth there. Whether I'll put LEDs in there or not, I don't know, but they look quite good like that, look much better than the old ones. And I've also tidied up the front grille as best I can, so it looks a bit more uniform now, it's a bit cleaner, it's nice and smooth, there's no sort of sharp edges there, so it's just that little nick there, but I don't think that's going to affect it too much. So yeah, I've tied up the front grille, so now it's just trying to fit these light buckets in. So the best I can get really is sort of that. They're quite shiny, which I'm not too keen on, but I think that's probably about the best I can get out of them. So I'm going to give it a try, again with the glue gun. It's kind of easy to work with, there's two settings on it. Get high temperature, which flows a lot easier, and you get a low temperature, which is a bit stiffer. So yeah, I'm going to give it a go, see what happens. So I'll check back with you in a bit. Okay, so I'm finally done with the drift project. It is finished, I'm not going to work on it anymore. I have got some new wheels coming. The new drift track that I found that I'll be testing this out at, they have some MST adjustable offset wheels, so I'll be getting some of them, and I can adjust the offset, have it wider at the front and narrow at the back, and I can add some camber at the front, make it look a bit more drifty. But yeah, I've finished. All of the front lights are in, which you can see here, using a glue gun and some hot glue. So they're in, they look okay, I quite like them. They're a bit too shiny for what I really like. I like the flat look, but yeah, they fit okay. They look good. Won't be putting LEDs in them, and I probably never will. I don't really like LEDs on a sort of an RC car. I think they're a bit too fiddly. All the wires going inside the body and stuff, so probably be leaving them blank, but I've got a load of stickers over it as well. I can obviously remove these stickers when I like. Got a few there, 3 racing, yeah racing, and a few sort of from a sticker pack that I got the back done. Now you may be noticing what this moving thing is down here, and this is actually a culture in Japan, where they take the handrails from the metro station and they put them on the back of their cars, and if they're scraping on the ground then they're low enough. So it's just a little sort of JDM style thing there, and I've got a JDM sticker below it. So that's just made out of one of the bushings from a Tamiya kit and a couple of zip straps, and that just sits there and moves around. When it's drifting it would just give a bit of movement. Got a couple of stickers there, got the chopped thing there. If you know where that's from, post in the comments down below. I'm not going to tell you where it's from. Also the mad sticker there as well. If you know where that's from, let me know. But yeah, so drift project is done. Be testing this out hopefully very soon at the drift track. I've got to get some new tyres as well, because it's a carpet drift track. They only run a certain type of tyre, so I've got to get some new tyres, obviously the new wheels, and then we'll be ready drifting this thing. So yeah, really happy with how it's come out. Cannot wait to get it running. And yeah, thanks for watching, thanks for supporting this whole series. This has been the most popular series that I've had. The most popular videos had about 56,000 views. It's insane, it's mad, and yeah, I just love this car, love how it's turned out, and I'm glad it's actually finished. So thanks for watching. Next up we'll be tackling the M05, finishing that body, spraying it up, putting all the little detail bits on it and getting that done, and then after that it will be the SCX10. So very exciting times. Thanks for watching. If you want to check out the Facebook and Twitter pages, links are down below. I'll have pictures of this car and how it is now on there from my decent camera. If you want to check that out or anything else, just head down there. Links are down below in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on RC Projects. Bye.